Burger King Corporation has come a long way since its foundation in 1954 in Florida. Its signature product, the Whopper hamburger, is present in more than 14,000 restaurants spread over 100 countries. In this video, we will evaluate Burger King's main challenges that affect their procurement activities. First, we will touch on trends that affect profit, followed by environmental issues, and finish with a focus on people. Meanwhile, we suggest actions to address the identified challenges. Last but not least, we will explain a key supply management practice to effectively manage their suppliers. Burger King is a global fast food chain that operates in the highly competitive fast food industry. In order to understand its current practices, we analyze the company using Porter's 5 forces analysis. Firstly, threat of new entrants in the fast food industry is relatively low due to the high costs of starting a fast food chain, the need for significant capital investment, and the established brand recognition of existing fast food chains. However, there may be a threat from local, independent fast food outlets or from new entrants that offer unique products or services. Secondly, bargaining power of suppliers in the fast food industry is relatively low due to the large number of suppliers available for the same types of products. However, key ingredients such as beef or potatoes, suppliers may have medium or higher bargaining power. Thirdly, bargaining power of buyers is high in the fast food industry due to the many options available to customers. As a result, Burger King need to constantly innovate and differentiate their products to maintain their customer base. Moreover, the threat of substitutes in the fast food industry is relatively high due to the availability of alternative food options such as healthier options, ethnic food, or home-cooked meals. Burger King need to differentiate themselves by offering unique products or services to remain competitive. Lastly, competitive rivalry in the fast food industry is high due to the large number of competitors and the low switching costs for customers. Burger King faces significant competition from other fast food chains such as McDonald's, KFC, and Subway. We can see from above that Burger King's established brand recognition, wide range of products, and differentiated services help maintain its position in the industry. However, they are facing a lot of challenges. We categorized some risks based on their likelihood and impact. Economic uncertainties and inflation are almost certain, and their impact is expected to be major. Intense competition from other fast food chains is also a major risk, with high likelihood and magnitude of impact. The increasing trend towards healthy eating and sustainability is another significant risk, with moderate likelihood but a high magnitude of impact. Geographic localization and cultural differences can also pose dependable and significant challenges to fast food chains. Changing regulations and taxes, such as sugar tax, are likely to have a moderate but impactful effect on the fast food industry. Burger King must adapt to these risks to stay relevant and successful in the ever-changing market. We will evaluate Burger King's challenges affecting procurement and provide solutions from 3 aspects: profit, planet, and people. The first challenge we will discuss is labor shortages and inflation. The job openings and labor turnover summary by the U.S. Bureau of Statistics revealed that over 10% of the 11 million job vacancies in the U.S. are in the food service industry. This labor shortage, which also affects staff at meatpacking plants, plus the commodity price inflation, has a big impact on all companies including Burger King. Jose Kill, former CEO of Burger King, states it is a long-term problem that requires long-term solutions. Thomas Curtis, president of Burger King in the US and Canada, explains that even though most Burger King restaurants are managed by franchises, the mother company RBI has developed tools and best practices to help them attract and retain talent. One of the measures taken has been to raise wages. However, solving staffing challenges goes beyond increasing salaries. Burger King announced in September 2022 their plan to invest $400 million during a 2-year period in the US to drive growth, instead of focusing solely on cutting costs. Their efforts to increase employee loyalty include improving the environment in restaurants, expanding support and training teams, engaging employees, offering them growth opportunities, as well as enhancing company culture and adding benefits. Moreover, they are working on simplifying back-of-house processes such as automating the kitchen, trying to increase mobile orders, prepay and delivery, and removing low-volume items from the menu. Our recommendations for Burger King to tackle the labor shortage is to ensure all these measures are met in restaurants, not only in the US but worldwide, in order to build an excellent brand reputation. To increase employees' attraction and loyalty, they should focus on constantly improving well-being, working conditions and benefits, as well as adapt fast to the changing demands of society to achieve higher satisfaction. In addition, signing long-term contracts that offer stability and protection can help employees feel more valued. To mitigate the risk of price volatility due to inflation and seasonality, as many of their products rely on commodities such as beef, wheat, potatoes, etc., we suggest they conduct a regular commodity analysis. Consequently, Burger King's procurement team can use this data to identify price fluctuations earlier and take action accordingly, such as modifying purchasing, contract, and pricing strategies. This entails reviewing their range of suppliers, renegotiating contracts, establishing new relationships, or ending them. Burger King in some regions has experienced short-term supply chain disruptions. The following will take Burger King restaurants in 3 countries as examples to illustrate this issue. In 2020, Burger King in South Korea experienced supply chain disruptions due to an unusually prolonged rainy season and multiple typhoons. These weather events led to a reduction in tomato production and disrupted tomato supply chains, making it difficult for Burger King to purchase tomatoes. Consequently, Burger King in South Korea had to stop serving burgers with tomato slices and instead compensated customers with additional lettuce, onions, and pickles. In 2022, a reduction in potato production in the United States and a significant cargo halt at one of North America's biggest ports disrupted the worldwide trade flows of potatoes, causing fast food restaurants such as Burger King in Japan to experience a shortage of French fries. Specifically, Japan's Burger King restaurants primarily import frozen potatoes from the United States to make fries, and the disruption in the supply chain for potatoes has put the fast food chain in trouble. Burger King, which operates over 150 restaurants in Japan, has found a way around the shortage. While waiting for new supplies to arrive, customers are being asked to swap out fries for something Japan has no shortage of: ramen noodles. However, Japanese customers do not consider ramen to be a permanent solution, and as a result, Burger King restaurants in Japan are losing customers due to the shortage of fries. Burger King in the Philippines faced another supply chain disruption, this time with onions. On August 17, 2022, the company announced that the country's onion shortage had impacted its operations. To cope with the situation, Burger King offered alternative options, such as crispy onions, extra lettuce, or additional tomatoes in place of fresh sliced onions. Overall, Burger King's response to sourcing challenges caused by supply chain disruptions is to substitute the scarce products with alternative food items. However, this is not a sustainable solution in the long run. In our opinion, a better approach would be to diversify seasonal vegetable suppliers to build up resilience, ensure a more consistent supply, and mitigate the risks of shortage. Regarding the planet aspect, we cover responsible sourcing by ensuring animal health and welfare and reducing packaging and waste throughout the supply chain. We'll also cover the initiative to create carbon-neutral restaurants. 2012, Burger King introduced its animal welfare policy with guidelines for animal welfare issues like housing, feeding and handling, and requirements for auditing and reporting supplier compliance. They committed to using chicken meeting global GAP standards by 2024 and are on track to use 100% cage-free eggs in the United States, Western Europe, Latin America, Australia, and New Zealand by the end of 2025, which represent the vast majority, 87%, of their global egg requirements. They have also partnered with animal welfare organizations for industry-wide improvements. However, there are several challenges in implementing effective animal welfare practices. Firstly, one of the biggest challenges is sourcing meat, dairy, and eggs from suppliers who meet Burger King's animal welfare standards. It can be difficult to verify that suppliers comply with these standards. Therefore, our recommendation is to establish clear animal welfare guidelines that all suppliers must adhere to. Burger King can also leverage technology to track movement across its supply chain. By using a blockchain-based system, Burger King could track the entire journey of their ingredients, from the farm to the restaurant. This would provide greater transparency and accountability in the supply chain, which can help to prevent fraud, ensure food safety, and reduce waste. Another challenge is ensuring that animals used by Burger King are treated humanely and not subjected to unnecessary suffering or antibiotics and growth hormones. Our recommendation is to establish a robust animal welfare audit and certification process that includes regular inspections and compliance checks. Thirdly, transparency is essential to building trust with customers and stakeholders. However, it can be challenging to provide accurate and timely information on sourcing practices, animal welfare standards, and auditing and certification processes. Our recommendation is to establish a transparent reporting system that enables customers to track the progress of Burger King's animal welfare initiatives. Burger King can also work with independent auditors and certification bodies to ensure that its animal welfare standards are met. Fourthly, one of the most significant challenges in implementing effective animal welfare practices is balancing costs against the benefits of improved animal welfare. Our recommendation is to conduct a cost-benefit analysis to determine the financial impact of implementing animal welfare practices. Burger King can also look for ways to reduce costs without compromising animal welfare, such as reducing waste and optimizing supply chain logistics. Finally, Burger King can partner with sustainable organizations that share its commitment to animal welfare. This can help the company leverage the expertise of these organizations to improve its animal welfare practices. It can also enable Burger King to collaborate with other industry players to drive animal welfare standards across the industry. Waste management is another major challenge. To tackle this issue, the company has set a bold goal. By 2025, 100% of their packaging will come from renewable, recycled, or certified sources. Moreover, Burger King is working towards the UK Courtauld 2025 target of a 30% reduction in food waste by 2025. They're also partnering with recycling organizations to improve recycling infrastructure. This will help ensure that more waste is recycled and less ends up in landfills. Finally, Burger King is introducing reusable and returnable packaging. This initiative will reduce waste even further by giving customers the option to return their packaging to the restaurant to be reused. This not only reduces waste but also promotes a more sustainable way of doing business. Climate change is undoubtedly one of the most pressing issues facing our generation. Burger King is working on operating on clean energy and reducing its carbon footprint. Their goal is to achieve carbon-neutral restaurants by 2050. Some of the measures that are being implemented include 100% recyclable packaging, recycling oil for biodiesel, over 70% of national suppliers, swapping to electric motorcycles, installing electric chargers and solar panels, and source 50% renewable energy. In this part, we'll focus on food safety and the performance ranking. Burger King is being sued by customers for having excessive amounts of PFAS in its packaging. The customer accused Burger King of promoting its products, such as the Whopper, as authentic and free of undisclosed additives or other substances that might raise public concerns. This led the customer to buy Whopper for a long time, thinking it was a safe food. PFAS is a permanent chemical that can effectively prevent oil from seeping out of the container, so it is widely used in packaging. Scientists believe the substance can damage the body's internal organs and immune system, and the safe upper limit is 20 ppm. In addition to Burger King's other products that will also be affected, the packaging of many large fast food chains has also been tested to contain excessive amounts of PFAS. Burger King's parent company, Restaurant Brands International, has pledged to remove PFAS from the chain's packaging and paper products by 2025 at the latest. This commitment also applies to its brands Popeyes and Tim Hortons. Burger King is currently working to find and test alternatives that do not contain PFAS but can achieve leak-proof purposes. However, non-PFAS added alternative packaging materials are often less functional, more expensive, and not readily available. Studies have shown that currently possible alternative materials are PHA, PBS, and PLA. Compared with the insufficient supply of PHA and the 5 times higher cost of PBS, PLA is a more feasible substitute. The current Total Energies Corbion joint venture can produce a total of more than 225,000 metric tons of PLA per year, and others are also interested in producing PLA. The problem is that PLA is still a bit more expensive than PFAS and may not be able to meet the market demand. Lauren Tamboa, a Department of Ecology communications specialist, believes that rather than looking for chemical alternatives, low-tech alternatives such as cardboard pizza boxes, waxed sandwich wrappers, and clay-covered French fry boats should be used. There are currently 2 strategies. One is to use mechanical methods to densify fibers from wood, bamboo, palm leaves, or sugarcane waste so that they are not saturated, but not enough to make the fibers watertight. Another approach is to use PFAS-free chemical barriers, surface treatments, or products added to pulp. Just being PFAS-free is not enough, and we also need to consider compostability, sustainability, safety, whether it will cause harm to the environment, demand, cost, etc. Burger King should work with suppliers to ensure they are also committed to phasing out PFAS in their packaging materials. They can require suppliers to provide documentation on the chemical composition of their materials. In addition, they can also set procurement policies and develop a supplier code of conduct to ensure suppliers meet certain environmental standards, including reducing the use of hazardous chemicals in their materials. The code of conduct can be used as a tool to hold suppliers accountable and ensure they are taking steps to reduce the environmental impact of their products. Last but not least, Burger King can engage with industry associations to get information as well as develop best practices and standards for the industry to encourage the use of safer and more sustainable packaging materials. We'll talk about performance ranking. According to the World Benchmarking Alliance, RBI, Burger King's parent company, has 19.2 points out of 100 and should work harder on environment and nutrition. The key procurement practice we recommend is to use Kraljic matrix to categorize suppliers and build strong relationships with strategic suppliers. Burger King can enhance their relationships with suppliers by focusing on clear communication, consistency, collaborative planning and support, and risk management. This approach leads to multiple benefits such as improved performance on the overall supply chain and business activity. We have categorized some of the essential products sourced by Burger King. Beginning in the upper right-hand corner, we find the strategic category, where products such as meat or the famous patented flame broiler are located. These products have the highest impact on profit, and their risk or complexity is also the highest. Therefore, Burger King should maintain a healthy relationship with suppliers and ensure not only the availability but also the quality of these products. In general, Burger King attempts to source from national suppliers to avoid encountering regulatory difficulties and to be more efficient and support local communities. Burger King expects its partners to comply with external audits and quality controls. In many countries, they have endeavored to establish long-term relationships, such as in Spain, where they have an excellent relationship of over 20 years with several suppliers such as Carpisa Foods, Bimbo for bread, Heinz for ketchup and other dips, and Coca-Cola for beverages. OSI, which is present in 17 countries and has 65 factories and supplies McDonald's patties and has participated in the co-development of the Impossible Whopper. In the United States and Latin America, Burger King sources its beef from different farms in America. Although scarcity of lean beef in some years has pushed them to source from New Zealand and Australia, which must be USDA approved. Additionally, Burger King removed Marfrig located in Brazil from their beef suppliers because they were exploiting deforested land. The vegan option, the Impossible Whopper, is made with Impossible Foods soy protein-based Impossible Burger patties. In Ireland and the UK, they source from certified suppliers, farms that share the vision and values of continuous improvement of animal health and welfare. One of these farms is Beckhive Farms, found in Broads National Park, Norfolk. Regarding equipment, on one hand, the idea of flame grilling is essential to Burger King's brand identity and marketing strategy, which makes grills a critical component in the cooking process. On the other hand, in addition to providing the grills themselves, grill suppliers may also offer support and maintenance services to ensure best performance. Therefore, establishing a robust relationship with strategic equipment suppliers and even collaborate with them in research and development of new products is highly recommended. To facilitate the final decision of selecting suppliers from among many of them, Burger King can use methods such as AHP or TCO to choose the supplier that has the most benefits and gathers the most characteristics that are considered valuable. In the leverage category, supply risk is low, though there is a high impact on costs and benefits. These are easily available products with a wide range of suppliers. The marketing partners, IT system providers, beverages and dips such as ketchup fall into this category. Burger King should adopt a strategy of frequent and tough negotiations to secure good deals and discounts. Moreover, they can look for new suppliers and switch when necessary to achieve the best price and make the best use of their bargaining power. The bottleneck category includes high-risk and low-profit impact ingredients, such as potatoes, tomatoes, eggs, and salad. Burger King should not only diversify suppliers and build up resilience, but also closely monitor suppliers and have contingency plans in place. On top of all, a strong relationship should be built to gain higher supply priority. The non-critical category includes low-complexity and low-impact products, such as cutlery, promotional toys, and napkins. The strategy for non-critical products is to identify available suppliers and order in bulk. These are some examples of companies that have successfully implemented supply chain relationship management. Toyota has a well-known approach to supplier relationship management known as the Toyota Production System. That is how Toyota thrived during the chip shortage. McDonald's has implemented a supplier code of conduct that outlines expectations for ethical business practices, including labor and human rights, environmental stewardship, and animal welfare. They have received several awards and recognitions, including the Supply Chain Masters 2022 by Gartner. Finally, this analysis has covered the current challenges and uncertainties that Burger King's procurement team faces regarding profit, planet, and people. The key takeaways are summarized on screen. All in all, companies must develop resilient and effective procurement practices in order to thrive in a global competitive marketplace. Burger King has experienced several scandals. However, it has clearly developed a successful procurement strategy that enables it to now claim responsible sourcing and operate all around the world. We look forward to seeing Burger King implementing their improvement strategies and sustainability efforts. Thank you for your attention.